Hello everyone, Gio here. If you watched episode 16 on my new analysis, you will know that I've also uploaded episode 17, as long as 18 in the special episode later on today. Today I'll be covering episode 17 with all three parts. Here is all the times for each part that you can skip to if you don't want to watch the whole thing. I'll let you all have a moment to look it over, but again, it's going to be in the description just like episode 16. I hope you all enjoying this video, and please like and subscribe to me and SMF Gladiator if you want more of our content. Anyways, let's get into the video.
Episode 17, Part 1 starts with a new POV of a cameraman inside of a warehouse. The POV cameraman seems to be somewhere downtown inside of a city, and of course recently seeming to be hiding from a fight due to all the rebel and fire across the place. As the POV cameraman begins to look around, he looks up to a parking garage to see a cameraman getting levitated by an orange flashing light and even thrown down to the ground. This orange beam is pretty strange, because at first it might seem to be someone like Secret Agent or even one of the Astros. But if it were Secret Agent, he most likely would have thrown the cameraman to the ground. Think about it. In places like episode 16 part 0 and part 1, we've seen Secret Agent prevent any other cameraman from exposing his true identity. Whether it's that cameraman entering the alleyway, or even plunger cameraman, but still Secret Agent trying to guide him towards important stuff. So it wouldn't be logical for him to just throw a cameraman right to the ground, especially with another cameraman watching from below. The Astro toilets also don't make any sense, because they mainly destroy cameramen and toilets. Plus, we haven't seen any ability used by them in order to magically levitate cameramen. So unless it's one of the Astro claws that the Astro UFO toilet uses, then I highly doubt he'd be able to, any of the Astro toilets would be able to do. The Astro toilets also don't make any sense, because not only do they not have any known abilities to where they can casually just lift up cameramen, but also they would most likely just kill them using any possible abilities they have to stop them, instead of casually tossing them to the side. We know this because in episode 8, during the fight between Astro Detainer and Titan Battery Man, Astro Detainer showed no mercy against him and even attempted to kill him, not letting him live another day. The only reason he hadn't killed him is because of Titan Speakerman and Titan Cameraman making their entryway. Beyond this point, it wouldn't seem like the Astros would just toss aside any sort of alliance members, or even toilets for the matter. Regardless though, the main thing we've seen in this entire series, or at least for the point of why someone might have done this, is because of they know too much. Think about it. Secret Agent killed one of the cameramen, or at least... No. Regardless of this, the main thing in this series is about knowing too much. So maybe whoever tossed aside this cameraman possibly knocked him unconscious because of they known too much. Although I don't know why they would toss him near the cameraman, unless whoever this person or thing was really wanted them to find him. Yet again though, the cameraman was pretty hidden, so mainly whoever this was probably just didn't know about their location. Existence. After the cameraman gets tossed to the side, the POV cameraman sprints right towards him and drags his body, bringing him inside the warehouse. More help comes because another TV man teleports into the warehouse, and he uses this new tractor beam to teleport the unconscious cameraman away. Now, most likely, this TV man must have teleported the unconscious camera back to the camera base. But I think my biggest concern is, why is the core so low down to his lower area? I find it just a tiny bit suspicious, but I don't know what Peanut that right as things start to get peaceful, a big explosion happens outside the warehouse. As the POV cameraman looks outside, it starts to become clear who the real culprit is. It's at first it's not visible, but then as it gets closer, it's seen to be G-Man with a bunch of new astrotech. This new G-Man model has plenty of new upgrades, with of course 2 arms, new jetpack, 2 lasers right above him, 2 head lasers, a new core, and even a new eye, matching his most modern day look, but with a few key differences. For starters, he doesn't have his head accessory. He also doesn't seem to have an actual new mechanical eye, but rather it's one of those eye crosses that even just regular Astro troops use. Fighter jet Astros use to get a good target eye on the target. Overall, though, despite it looking cool and incredible, this does raise two main things about the plot. First off, how could G-Man have gotten these upgrades? Because despite from Astro Detainer and Astro UFO, we haven't seen any other Astro use any of the lasers that currently more and more toilets are starting to use. And even later in this episode, we see cameraman starting to use these Astro lasers. This may be possible from G-Man's old look, who used similar astrotech, but beyond that, I don't see how they could have achieved these sort of technology. Perhaps Peanut the animator will do something different with the Astros and apply different tech onto them. But beyond that, I don't see much else going on with how G-Man could have possibly gotten this new tech. The second thing that concerns me for the plot is where the toilets are exactly going to be going. And I don't mean this actually, but how they will be growing out throughout the series, because so far it seems like they've mostly been advancing in their technology, making it more and more difficult for the Alliance to achieve their victory. This overall means that with more tech that the toilets are developing, they might soon win the war, especially with now it having the Titans captured, and even what seems to be Titan Battery Man, even getting brand new upgrades. We can definitely expect more stronger units beginning to attack the Alliance more and more. So hopefully overall, Titan TV Man will be able to recover the infected Titans, such as Titan Speaker Man and Titan Cameraman, as well as Titan Battery Man. So far, though, if the toilets are this far into the Astro technology, it doesn't seem too good for the Alliance, though. As soon as G-Man makes his entryway, he spots the POV cameraman. Thankfully, though, the TV man teleports the POV cameraman out of the warehouse just before G-Man could do anything about it. As the TV man and cameraman get teleported away, the POV spans out, and it turns out a different cameraman has been watching from behind the scenes. This is known as a fact, because we can see on his tablet it says cameraman, meaning this was mainly assigned to the cameraman, now being the current POV for now.
As the POV cameraman puts away his tablet, large TV man teleports in and drops off the book and the virus. He then instructs the TV man and the POV cameraman to take take the artifacts, as the large TV man teleports away once more. When given these orders, the TV man uses his teleportation to first teleport the toilet virus off to somewhere else, possibly in the TV man base. He then walks over to the book and picks it up off the ground. This is where he turns around to the POV cameraman and starts walking over as well. He then hands the POV cameraman the book, but before he leaves, the POV cameraman takes the book as the TV man leaves. Before he teleports away, though, he tells the POV cameraman to take the book to the scientist for examination, as he then uses his teleportation to teleport away from the TV base. The POV cameraman then turns around to see that the scientist had just exited some purple room. This purple room must be a different part of the TV man's base, possibly being an experiment room to test out new technology. Currently, though, whatever this purple room is must have just as much cores just as there is in the huge hallway here. When the TV scientist leaves the room, the POV cameraman stops him as he waves the book. The POV then walks up to the scientist, gives him the book, and the TV scientist takes it from him, giving him a slight head nod, and then we move on to the next part of the episode. We then move on to another POV cameraman. At this time, though, it's the cameraman base. 12 days has passed since the events of We move on to the third POV cameraman of this episode, and this time we're back at the cameraman base. Here 12 days has passed, and it seems the cameramen are still proceeding and upgrading their technology. The first thing we see from the POV cameraman is these camera jets that were seen in episode 50. They're attached to these winged jets with a large jetpack underneath it. And of course, the main camera piece that might even be used as a POV one day. The POV cameraman looks over to see 3 smaller cameramen lifting a large laser. On top of that, we see two hovering cameras, which seems to be powering 2 lasers used for protection, mainly as defense mechanisms in case of anything else happens. I think the cameraman added these defenses because back in episode 8 part 2, we saw the male 07 toilet invading the cameraman base. Sadly, there wasn't any real defenses and Titan cameraman was off somewhere else. The only thing protecting the base was the very large cameraman, but even he got killed with male 07's lasers. This ended with the male 07 toilet destroying the cameraman's base into pieces using his core. So in the end, it seems like the cameramen are now adding more defenses in case if male 07 or any larger toilets come back to invade their base. The POV then zooms in to see what seems to be a commander leading their troop. The POV then zooms in to see 4 different cameramen doing push-ups, as one of the cameramen, who seems to be the group leader, dances. Behind them, though, is the new camera cars that have lights and even some blasters on top of them for weapons. Things get increasingly better for the cameraman, because we see a bunch of black and purple particles begin to appear. Seems to be Titan TV Man teleporting his way to the cameraman base. He begins by saying, "Hello, cameraman. Ready your troops. The next part of the plan is to disinfect Titan cameraman." Which he continues with, "It's time to plan the biggest attack on these toilets." It's been long speculated that Titan cameraman was going to be the first one to get disinfected, since in episode 15, it seemed that many of the major attacks and even Titan TV Man was going to be used on infected Titan cameraman. Of course, this was going to end in one way, with Titan cameraman being disinfected. Obviously, though, Titan TV Man wouldn't have lost since he's way too new into the series, so he wouldn't get disinfected or killed, or infected and killed. Proceeding with the last bit, Titan TV Man Ned says, "Let's go," right as he's about to teleport away. I'll let you all listen to it for yourself if you guys don't want my commentary. So here you go, listen to it for yourselves. Things don't end though, because right as the episode's about to end, the two fighter jet cameraman instantly ride off, most likely to help Titan TV Man, of course. But even one of them helped out right as Titan cameraman made his way in, which we even see one of them help Titan TV out as he rams into Titan cameraman twice. Next up is episode 17, part 2, where we start off with a new POV cameraman, and we're inside the same setting as episode 15, meaning somewhere nearby or later, we're soon to see the build-up for episode 17, part 3, which will be the fight, hopefully be a fight between Titan cameraman and Titan TV man. More on that later, though. As the POV cameraman looks to the side, he sees one of the brand new camera cars being used by a large cameraman. The new camera car seems to consist of 4 brand new lasers, with even a 5th one in the middle. 2 cameras which might also be used as POVs from time to time. And of course, a bunch of durable shields on the side, used as protection against any known threat, just as the toilets. As the large cameraman drives in, he wastes no time and starts using his new car against the toilet. Currently, though, the toilet fights back using one of his new lasers, but then the large cameraman uses the car to just ram into the toilet. Currently, the new tech of the cameraman don't end here, because as the POV cameraman looks up, he sees one of the brand new cameraman. This new cameraman being introduced is unlike any other cameraman in the series, because not only does he have 2 lasers for hands, but he also has a more smaller cameraman lifting him up as he flies around. It seems like somehow this cameraman is controlling the smaller cameraman, using him to graphically pick him up and lift him to any location he wants. Currently, though, I'm not sure of the actual name of this cameraman, so I will call him Hover Cameraman, since he mainly flies around hovering using the smaller cameraman. So currently, the Hover Cameraman instantly flies in, and as he does, a new toilet comes in with gravity guns and starts shooting at him with his lasers. The Hover Cameraman doesn't hesitate either and starts using his new laser hands to easily beat the toilet in battle. Once he does that, he flies away, off to help more cameraman in trouble. Fortunately, the Hover Cameraman shouldn't have left, because as soon as he does, a toilet with tentacle arms and lasers
instantly arrives and starts throwing a dead cameraman onto the ground. Thankfully, though, a large cameraman with a new laser gun shoots him. This new large cameraman is also equipped with a bunch of brand new technology, with both a what seems astral laser on both his back and his main weapon, which seem to be used differently because one is mainly used as a jetpack on his back, and the other is actually a laser. It seems even though it did a lot of damage, the toilet is still standing. Luckily, the other large cameraman controlling the camera car rams into the toilet, killing him. However, this isn't the end for the toilet, because as soon as the this small ambush was the least of the cameraman's worries for Halvor, because the UFO toilet instantly comes in, using his blaster on the large cameraman and then the camera car, making both the camera car and POV slightly unconscious. After the POV blacks out, the screen then says 1 hour later on episode 5, now adjusting to the current timeline of the series. Here the POV finally wakes up, and here we see a small little preview of episode 15. Going quickly, just to give a small reminder if anyone forgot. Then the same thing happens in episode 15 on how it ended, where the new camera jet rams into infected Titan cameraman as Titan TV man teleports his way in, hopefully to disinfect Titan cameraman for good. Finally, on this video, I'll be going over episode 17 part 3, where it actually begins with the ending of episode 15. Here, we see the fighter jet camera ram into Titan cameraman a few times, making him a little weakened. It is to then we finally get to see Titan TV man walk out of the black smoke to where we get to fully see his upgrades. The new upgrades of Titan TV Man seem to be absolutely insane. Of course, we start off with his knife on his right hand, and on his left he seems to have a blaster, similar to Titan Cameraman's but with a different barrel on it. Speaking of which, he also seems to have two similar blasters right on top of his main head, as well as two additional TVs, speakers on both sides of his normal head, and even some upgraded padding on his knees. On the back, though, it seems that he also has some sort of lasers, which actually get used later on in the episode. Beyond that, the only other things he has is a new shield protecting his TV head, and might also be on both of his other TVs. Even the knives on his back, which can retract, will most likely be useful into battle. The battle instantly begins with Titan cameraman getting back up, turning on his lasers, and uses his blaster directly. It doesn't work on Titan TV man though, because he just uses his core to not only collect the ball, but uses his knife to bounce it back out at Titan cameraman. Currently, this makes Titan cameraman's blaster explode on impact, which then Titan TV man gets closer to Titan cameraman and uses his mind-controlled TV beam to try and see if he can get Titan cameraman to disinfect himself. It sadly doesn't work, for infected Titan speakerman comes in to instantly ruin his plan. The new upgrades Titan speakerman have are also as insane as Titan TV man's. He has two new blasters that sort of look like astro lasers, but a little bit more modified. His two speakers are a little bit more spread out apart, possibly able to fly, but mainly used to bounce back enemies. His core does definitely seem different though, maybe possibly having some new abilities. Other than that, his jetpack does maybe have a newer model to it, but beyond that, there doesn't seem to be any new upgrades that he has. Still, his design is a lot more cooler than Titan Cameraman's, and he definitely does have a bunch of new armor all around his body. As I mentioned, Titan Speakerman instantly comes in and uses his blaster, but Titan TV Man responds by using one of his backup lasers. This is where Titan Cameraman uses his sword directly at Titan TV Man as he's distracted. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but then he uses his lasers, which also get retracted into his core. That's when Titan TV Man flies directly into Titan Cameraman, knocking him back to the ground. The POV looks back at Titan Speaker Man, seeing that the laser is no longer distracting him, but still, the Alliance still helped to distract infected Titan Speaker Man. I should say this because a new Speaker Man comes to the rescue to help out Titan TV Man. This new Speaker Man has a body just like the old Titan Speaker Man had, with a jetpack, new speaker, with maybe even some additional speakers on the side of his head. The strange thing is that he has something green right around his torso. They seem to be some sort of grenades, possibly being from the batteryman. It has been a long while since we've seen them, so possibly they have been upgrading their weapons and possibly even getting new models, hopefully sometime in episode 20 or even further. So possibly these new battery grenades, or at least something other than with the battery Titan. No. With all this said, this means that the batteries are most likely to make a comeback soon. Because if none of you remember, back in episode 8, Titan Battery Man had to fight Astro Detainer, while his current battle, or original battle, against G-Man. He unfortunately lost, to where Astro Detainer sent him back to the TV man, or the toilet space, and there it seems that he got infected. Currently though, this did backfire on the Alliance big time, because it not only made the mini goggles Titan damage, but it also got Titan Speaker Man and Titan Cameraman affected, making it a lot more difficult for the Alliance to succeed in the war. With all this evidence put together, this most likely means that the battery race will be back stronger than ever in their new 2.0 version, seeing that new technology is already being used. And most likely in episode 20 or even more, we might see Titan Battery Man be back on the Alliance side, hopefully. As the large Speaker Man flies in, he knocks back Titan Speaker Man, to where Titan TV Man also slams Titan Cameraman to the ground, to where Titan Cameraman tries to use his lasers, but then Titan TV Man uses his mind control beam again, and this time it works because Titan, without any distractions, Titan Cameraman was able to disinfect himself and take the parasite out from behind him, bringing him back for good. As Titan Cameraman gets disinfected, all his lasers turn off. The only thing now is his blue core and lens now being online. He then begins looking around, checking out his sword, but also seeing the parasite in his hands, and crushes him into nothing but dust. He then looks at Titan TV Man as he gets up, to where Titan TV Man turns back on his shield and gives him a nod. At last, the POV looks back at Titan Cameraman to where he gives a thumbs up at Titan TV Man, giving him his thanks and ending off the episode.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the analysis video. Again, I apologize for any glitches or errors I may have made in the video. This was mainly just me coming back to my analysis videos. But again, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe to me, and of course, SMF Gladiator, if you want more of our content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.